In this video, I'm going to talk about which neighborhoods are the best ones in Boston. And for people who have a dog or young children, where can you find where can you find a backyard for your dog to run around, where you can find your own driveway and have that cozy suburban feel? That's what we're going to talk about today. And make sure to stay until the end, because I have some information about Boston Public Schools. Right, Diesel? We're going to talk about my best 6 Boston neighborhoods. If you're new here, welcome, and please consider subscribing, because every week I bring you important information about buying and selling real estate and enjoying life in the Boston area. My number 1 neighborhood is Jamaica Plain. Jamaica Plain is known for its arboretum, Jamaica Pond, restaurants, private schools, center street cafes, restaurants, and shops. With green and orange subway lines and many buses, Jamaica Plain is a very convenient place to call home. It's a very short commute to Longwood Medical Area. That's why many doctors live here. And it's actually a very easy commute to anywhere in Boston. Being so close to the center of Boston, you wouldn't imagine that JP, as the locals call it, will have such a suburban feel. It's a vibrant community. Many musicians and artists used to live here. Make sure not to miss great restaurants like Vivi, 10 Tables, and Tres Gatos. JP Seafood Cafe has delicious Thai soups, entries, and it's very famous for sushi, scallion pancakes, and dumplings. I really need to practice my chopstick technique. Jamaica Plain is also known for its many breweries, especially Sam Adams. Jamaica Plain has some old, beautiful Victorian homes and also some new condominium buildings. Median sale price is $1,075,000. Brighton is next. Brighton is very easily accessible because of so many light train stations. Some parts of Brighton are tall apartment buildings and are catering mostly to tenants, students from BU and other Boston universities who have a very easy commute to school. Other parts of Brighton are filled with single-family homes and have a very suburban feel with backyards and plenty of square footage. Make sure not to miss Brighton Bodega restaurant on Washington Street. Watch my video about pros and cons of living in Brighton. West Roxbury is the 3rd neighborhood. Another place where you can have a feel like you live in deep suburbia is West Roxbury. Center Street is the main business district. It has restaurants, banks, Roche Brothers grocery store, and other shops. One of the best restaurants in West Roxbury is West on Center. Millennium Park, which was once a landfill, now is filled with 100 acres of trails, ball fields, and picnic areas. This neighborhood has some 2-family houses, but mostly single-family homes. Many of Boston's civil servants live here. The Needham Branch Commuter Rail has 3 stations in West Roxbury, and several bus lines run through this neighborhood as well. Median home sale price is $790,000. Charlestown is great. The oldest neighborhood in Boston, Charlestown is located north of downtown Boston. The Freedom Trail ends at the Bunker Hill Monument, commemorating the famous Battle of Bunker Hill, an early major battle in the American Revolutionary War. USS Constitution is also here. Charlestown was also the location from which Paul Revere began his famous midnight ride before the battles of Lexington and Concord. For transportation, the subway's Orange Line goes here and has 2 stops, and there are also 2 bus lines connecting you to the rest of Boston. This neighborhood has many condominiums and fewer single-family or multifamily homes. But I included this neighborhood in my list of best Boston neighborhoods for families and for dogs because of the neighborhood feel, because of all the history that children will appreciate and all the parks that dogs will love. Charlestown is just beautiful. South End is my fifth neighborhood. The trendy South End is next to Boston's Back Bay district and close to Beacon Hill, downtown Boston, and Roxbury. The famous townhouses with bay windows have iron railings and tiny gardens surrounded by iron fences. Each neighborhood has a small green park, often with a fountain in the middle. Many families call South End home. Most homes here are row houses. For transportation, there is no subway stations in South End, but there are a few stops close by on Green Line and Orange Line. There is a commuter rail and also the Silver Line, which is rapid transit bus. Many restaurants here for a healthy and really delicious meal stop by at Anuscella. Median sale price for a single family house is $3,073,000. Median sale price for condos is $926,000. And East Boston is my sixth. This neighborhood is going through major transformation, and things that happened in other neighborhoods, then the prices skyrocketed. This is what's going to happen in East Boston, so it's a great time to invest. Once a center for shipbuilding, Eastie, as the locals call it, has always been a neighborhood of immigrants. You can see the diversity in the neighborhood's many ethnic restaurants. One of their hidden gems is the restaurant K.O. Pies, the most amazing pies in East Boston. You'll also find Logan International Airport here. The Madonna Shrine, which is the national headquarters of the Dawn Orion Order, sits on top of the Orient Heights section of East Boston and is a replica of the original religious structure in Rome. Pierce Park has a play area and a spray pool for children, a small exercise station, an amphitheater, and a community boating program. It overlooks Boston Harbor and downtown Boston. Neighborhood homes mix the old with the new and include many restored triple-deckers. Residents enjoy waterfront views of the city skyline from across Boston Harbor. Real estate prices: median single-family home price is $689,000. Best high schools in Boston are Boston Latin School and Boston Latin Academy. Boston schools registration is very different from the suburban schools in Massachusetts. Every winter, families all over Boston go through one of the most confusing processes, making their choices of Boston public schools. This is how it works. When you register, you'll be asked to choose at least 5 schools of your list and rank them in the order of preference. Your child will then be assigned a school by a computerized lottery. Hope you thought this video was helpful. Hit the like button and subscribe, and tell me which neighborhood would you love to live in. To get an instant downloadable relocation guide, go to the description box below. If you like this video, make sure to watch this video about South End neighborhood of Boston.